Warning: All Things Crime is a true crime production that may contain violent or disturbing material. Viewer or listener discretion is advised.
So
it's just so odd. The whole thing is odd. And then the attorney comes back out, and every statement he makes, you're just like, please stop talking. You know, you're not helping them. And my thing way back was, I don't think you're helping them with a potential future jury when you're making statements about Gabby. You know? I mean, her family don't want to hear from you.
Yeah.
The public don't want to hear from you about her.
Nobody wants to hear about it. Say,
no.
You know what? If you want to defend your client,
yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah.
But do not make any statements about the victim.
Dude, read the room. Everybody hates you. So, you know, you just need to take your own advice and be quiet. So.
Did that fly all over you?
That flew all over me. It did. Soon as he even said, you know, her remains were found, and he immediately is going to make this statement about how sorry they are and they want to send their condolences. Yeah, that flew all over me, because somebody in your house did it, most likely. So.
Hey guys, Jared here, and I have the amazing opportunity. I'm here in Georgia, and I'm hanging out with my favorite, one of my favorite. I shouldn't say favorite, otherwise.
No, I like the favorite.
Okay,
yeah,
you like that?
No, that's
all
fair.
Right. So today, my favorite, CSI, sorry Francine and all the other CSIs that I work with.
That's right.
You're going to get me in trouble with everybody.
I know, I'm so sorry, but they know we're just joking.
Yes.
But no, but he is in the Batcave. He's where the magic happens right now.
Yeah, how about that? So we are here in Georgia, the Atlanta area, and Sheryl McCollum. You know, she's been on this show several times, but as all the feedback that I'm getting is this amazing woman is one of the favorites. So I was coming through Atlanta, got a flight here in a couple hours, but
yeah,
had
to
chance.
come by.
Heck yeah.
Had to get him some Southern food.
Oh, that was good too. Had a pot pie and some mashed potatoes and some biscuits and
worked the case.
Yeah, and we're working a case.
It's fabulous.
It does not get much better than that.
It really doesn't.
So
I'm telling you, it was fantastic. And again, I say this all the time, but I just want to say again publicly, there is nothing better than when you're working a case with somebody smart and dedicated and has the right equipment to do something about it. So.
Yeah, there are always going to be resources out there. Mm-hmm. And I think the folks that only focus on what they have at the moment. It's like you see all this equipment and stuff, and we're in this amazing CSI room. I want to know where you got all these shelves, but you know, there's lots of equipment that agencies have, but they may not have everything. And so if there's something that's missing, or if you hear about something that the piece of equipment, you know, the Faro or like the M-Vac system, reach out to somebody that has one.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I'm trying to think of exactly who it was that said it on one of the previous episodes of All Things Crime, but it was a detective, and he essentially said, you know, the smartest detectives and the smartest investigators, it doesn't matter if it's a CSI or a detective or works for the DA, doesn't really matter. The smartest ones are the ones that recognize that they may not be able to do it all by themselves.
Yes.
You know, I think we were talking one of our other conversations where Dick Tracy Sherlock Holmes just doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
So.
Well, I usually tell rookies, here's the analogy. I can throw a party by myself. I can. But if I include my sister Charlene, the food just got better. And then if I include my sister Sheila, now we have a sound system. If I include my sister Sharon, She's got all the crystal and the china. I mean, it's going to be a gorgeous table now, right? And if I include Shelly, I guarantee you there's going to be dancing. So the more people you include that have different gifts and different equipment and different knowledge, your whole case changes. And what you're able to do for that family and that victim, it's astronomical. I mean, you just get in the stratosphere of what you can do and what you can accomplish for people, the more people you include.
Right.
And I'm all about that. I include people. I don't ever try to say, well, I'm going to go do whatever. Never, my whole life.
No, and that's to my point, is saying, you know, those that are smarter are the ones that'll actually reach out and say,
Yeah.
I may not have that capability myself, but because frankly, I don't think there's a law enforcement agency anywhere in the world that has it all.
No.
They have every piece of equipment, they have every training, you know, every personnel with expertise. Nobody has it all. And so if there's a possibility of reaching out to another agency and pulling in some help, or expertise, even industry,
Yeah.
you know.
Or a civilian.
Yeah.
Civilians solve crime all the time. I say it constantly. It wasn't law enforcement that found the DC sniper. It wasn't law enforcement that cracked the Zodiac code. I mean, we can go on and on.
Yeah.
I mean, we need other people to tell us and help us.
But they at least need the basics.
Yeah.
And
They do.
that's
The minimum, sure.
we need something to go on.
Yep.
And just the little bit that I've gathered from the Piedmont case, I think there's a strong possibility that the M-Vac might be able to help on that.
Oh, I do too. There's no question in my mind about it.
So
Yep.
it would be fantastic. And if there's obviously anything we can do to help that, then we absolutely will. So tell us what else is happening in your world.
Oh, goodness. Well, there's so much going on. It's all good. I'm doing a special with Nancy Grace this coming Sunday for Fox on the Brian Laundrie case. That'll be happening. You know, Walt
That's a
and
weird
I-
case.
It's a weird case, and it just gets weirder. Every time something happens, every time the family lawyer speaks, every time the parents do something, it just gets strange. And, you know, I mean, right now, you can't help but be a parent.
Right.
I don't care who you are, if you have a child and you're looking at this case, your heart just breaks for all of these parents and siblings and grandparents. You have two families that have been gutted over what? Over nothing.
Yeah.
Over a bad
What a-
temper, over
what a-
jealousy, over whatever stupid evil crept into that poor kid. I mean, it's sad what happened. All the way around, it's sad. But from the other side of it, you're looking at this thing and you say, okay, mom and dad, it doesn't look like they've gone out searching for him. It doesn't look like they've been on top of everything every day. All of a sudden they say, we're going to go out. And even though the FBI's been out every day and local law enforcement, helicopters, cadaver dogs, search dogs, they've all been out, nobody's found anything. Suddenly mom and daddy go right to it within 30 minutes. That just leaves people with this, how is that possible, feeling.
Well, it's not possible.
Right.
So
It's just so odd. The whole thing is odd. And then the attorney comes back out and every statement he makes, you're just like, please stop talking. You know, you're not helping them. And my thing way back was, I don't think you're helping them with a potential future jury when you're making statements about Gabby. You know? I mean, her family don't want to hear from you.
Yeah.
The public don't want to hear from you about her.
nobody wants to hear about it. Say,
No.
you know what? If you want to defend your client,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But do not make any statements about the victim.
Dude, read the room. Everybody hates you. So, you know, you just need to take your own advice and be quiet. So
Did that fly all over you?
that flew all over me. It did. Soon as he even said, you know, her remains were found and he immediately is going to make this statement about how sorry they are and they want to send their condolences. Yeah, that flew all over me because somebody in your house did it, most likely. So
We had a conversation earlier in the car about some of your in case you haven't figured out, Sheryl here is from the South, and she is a true Southern belle.
Yes.
And having spent a number of years in Tennessee, and now I've traveled all over the place, and but obviously even when I'm hanging out, even on Zoom or something like that, you have this tendency to throw out some of the funniest statements. And there's sometimes that I bet I'll look at you and I'm like, what?
What does that mean?
So we need to explain what fly all over me means.
Makes me mad, upsets me, flew all over me. But I said it in the car and he was like, what?
That was classic. Love it. Well, yes, that is a particular case that it's interesting when it just seems like nowadays people will look at other people, and especially on the media and just in general. Mm-hmm. And the only way they would say some of the things that they say is if they believe, honestly, that everyone that may be listening to what they're saying is just flat stupid. Mm-hmm. And some of the things that we are hearing out of, even some of the statements about COVID and things like that. So right now, making things which we are not socially distancing because that's just the way we roll right there. Love this woman.
Hey,
She
I got
is
to deal with the
amazing.
general public every day.
Yeah,
So, it is what it is.
Way beyond that. Okay, so sidetrack, sorry.
That's okay.
But when lawyers come out and say things like that, you're just like, honestly,
Yeah.
we got to make a statement up. Just like we had Posy poll, we got to maybe think of that's a Michael Avenatti moment or something like that.
Yeah. I think there's this belief that, I have a lawyer, now I'm going to be, protected or shielded somehow from some of the negativity. And I think sometimes they can make the wrong statement too, or come across maybe not in the light that you would want them to, and that's going to reflect on you.
Yeah.
I think the fact they got a lawyer already told people a whole lot of stuff. Because, her mama doesn't report her missing until the 11th, and you already have a lawyer making a statement on the 14th. It's not a good look.
No, and it's, yes, it may help them on the strictest legal sense.
Yeah.
But in every other sense of it that I can think of.
Yeah.
It's like,
And they're totally in their right. It's not a bad idea to have advice from an attorney when you're navigating anything of this magnitude. However, again, his advice should have applied to himself as well.
Well, and then purchasing the burner throwaway phones.
Sure. Sure.
All of a sudden, they go on this camping trip, and he disappears. They know exactly where to find stuff. It's like...
The thing that bothered me the most about the camping trip is from the 8th to the 11th, her family is calling them nonstop. Is Brian home? Have you seen Gabby? Have you heard from them? She's not picking up. She's not responding to text messages. They are so frantic by the 8th while they're sitting around having s'mores. I cannot imagine ignoring another mama in that state. I just can't. If my child is an hour late calling me back, if they say I'm going to call you at 10 and now it's 11 o'clock and they're not responding to me going, hey, you good? That you start to panic then. I can't imagine days of that.
Yeah, well, and especially knowing that they were all the way out in Utah and where else they are? Yellowstone, Wyoming, Montana area. And yeah, for him, and I'm sure by then they knew that he had shown up without her. And that, there's a lot of things that just really don't make any sense whatsoever.
So sad. The whole thing is sad.
Yes.
And again, for nothing. For nothing.